Ass-Wagons on Parade, brought to you by Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Well, to start off this Ass-Wagons on Parade video, just to prove I'm not always just harping on the four-wheelers, captured this big truck driver, supposedly professional truck driver, put on their turn signal, just start moving over right into a pickup who was already next to them in the left lane. Let's take a look. Now, the truckers got their turn signal on, but that doesn't excuse them from moving over into the pickup's path. What an asshole. And now I'm going to slow it down and zoom in with the ever-famous Clutch Trucker slow-mo. Alright, you might be able to see the truck driver has their turn signal on. Well, big deal. You've got a pickup next to you in the left lane. Look in your freaking mirror, you asshole. But they don't. They just start moving right on over. If this pickup hadn't slammed on their brakes to let the jack wagon over, that would have been a major wreck. What an asshole. And by the way, I called the cops on that driver. Of course, they didn't bother to show up. And said, look, I've even got video so I can prove it to the cop when he shows up. And so then I called the company for that driver. Once I got up next to her and looked over, I was like, hey, you just forced that pickup off the road. She was just, well, clueless. I called her company, and that guy really didn't seem to care that a driver just forced somebody off the road. HECC Trucking. They're based in California. Obviously, they're a bunch of ass-wagons. Yeah, there's the definition of ass-wagon right there. Alright, speaking of ass-wagons, when I was on my way down to Farmington, New Mexico, I was right around Colorado, the Golden, Colorado area on I-70, about to get onto E4 or C470 at that point. A car comes on the on-ramp, there's a pickup in front of him. He doesn't want to wait, and so he zips right over, right in front of me. I got to slam on the brakes because he's too freaking impatient. Now we'll zoom and slow. Alright, so there's the little white car coming on the on-ramp. No, I don't want to wait behind the pickup. I don't want to waste a few seconds. I'm just going to move on over in front of this truck going 67 miles an hour and make him slam on the brakes because I'm an impatient ass-wagon. That's me, an impatient ass-wagon. I've just got some cool video to show you. This is, last week sometime I was heading into the Pittsburgh area, and I came through that I-376 tunnel, which comes out across the river from downtown Pittsburgh. So you go through the tunnel, and then right as you come out, you see the bridge, and there's downtown Pittsburgh. So pretty big, cool shot of that. So let's take a look at that.
It kind of mixes subsection G with the general rules versus provisions unique to Alaska. So what we did is we took the provisions in subsection or paragraph G out of G that are specific to Alaska and combined them with what's paragraph H, which is specific to Alaska. This was all non-substantive changes, so the rules did not change in terms of drivers in Alaska. But somebody who's used to working with the rules are going to notice that it looks different simply because we codified the Alaska provisions in one place.
Okay, thanks, Phil. Next is a short haul question. Do the 11 and 70-hour rules apply?
Sure, thanks, Crystal. This is Joe. I'll touch on that. Just going back to something that I mentioned at the very beginning, that the short haul exception is an exception from one thing only, which is filling out a record of duty status for that day. So yes, all of the other hours of service provisions apply, including both the 11 and the 14-hour, as well as 60-70. And I did want to mention one thing I did not put in earlier when we were talking about that, and that is to keep in mind that the only consequence if for some reason you have to, say, exceed the 150-mile radius on any given day is that you fill out a log for that day. It's not a violation or anything.
And I just wanted to show you this video because I mean I had picked up that load of pumpkins in Farmington, New Mexico on the Navajo Indian Reservation, brought them all the way up to Clifton Park, New York, to a church where then they're selling the pumpkins. They get to keep a percentage and it helps them raise money for charities, yada yada yada. But after they were pulling them all out of the truck, then they were laying them out all on the lawn in front of the church, getting ready for sale. And so kind of gives you an idea of how much one of these trucks will handle, how much they'll how much of a load we can haul when you see all the pumpkins laid out like this. Okay, these are all the pumpkins I brought up to this church here. This is the, if I can zoom in on it right there, Shenandoah Church here in Clifton Park, New York. I brought them all these pumpkins that they're going to sell to help raise money for the church and the youth group and so forth. So when you see them all out here on the lawn, you realize how many pumpkins I brought them. Pretty cool. You see everybody's wearing their masks, of course. There you go. So I thought you might like to see that. I thought that was kind of cool, seeing all the pumpkins laid out like that, baby. Thank you. Making me hungry for Thanksgiving already. Hey, and don't forget, in 2 short days from right now, yes, here it is already Sunday, the 27th. We're just after midnight here. I'm parked at a TA in Corfu, New York. Got to deliver a load of paper that I picked up in Glens Falls, New York, going down to St. Louis, and then just on the west side of Kansas City, 2 stops. But yeah, new FMCSA hours of service rules going into effect Tuesday the 29th. So right at midnight, that's when we can kick into those new rules. I've got, I think, what, 4 different videos on them at this point. I've got the main video with the overview all about the rules. 1 video just clarifying the 30-minute break rule. I've got a 3rd video talking more about the split sleeper berth rule. Then I've got I've got 5 videos, I guess. A 4th video talking about a real-world example of using the split sleeper berth. And then my last one that I did just a few days ago, where I found another loophole in the split sleeper berth rule, where we can do longer breaks if we want to, and we can stop that 14 a hell of a lot easier every day. I'll put all those links down in the description for you so you can access them from this video. Well, me and Rusty hope you enjoyed looking at some Ass-Wagons and some just cool video. As always, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Well over 200 videos on this channel, all sorts of subjects. I've even got some COVID-19 parody songs. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do with trucking, stuff not to do with trucking. If you want a tour of the whole inside of my truck, go to Tiny Houses Trucker Edition in my videos. I've got an outside tour of the truck and trailer. I've got repairs, quick and dirty repairs, tons of stuff on the channel. Scroll deep, baby, thank you. Like, comment, ring the bell for notification. As always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out.